Okay, I told you by the next time you hear my voice, we should be good to go. Let's turn the music off. We're mostly good. I have the replays now, and I've sorted some of the issues. Impact, though, it's not someone I expected to have, like, a temper, but apparently he didn't get the memo about the BTSL starting at the same time it always starts. And he's only just shown up expecting to play, and now he's very upset that he's not getting to. This is like, I'm going to put this out there partially on me because I did not go through and message every single player like I normally do for this. But in not doing so, 7 other people got the message. Even Cure, who I have no contact to whatsoever, so I don't know how to feel about this. I feel a little bad, but also not much.
Who was it?
Impact.
Oh, okay. Elena was also confused. Using is Discord muted for you or something?
Oh, one sec. Stupid, Oh no, it shouldn't be. Was it not? Let me try joining again. It's like not detecting my mic or something.
Yeah, actually, I only clued in, halfway from your speech. Like, I might be talking on Skype.
I'm not. Test.
We're waiting an endpoint.
I had to use the push to talk key last night, but it's not on right now. It should be voice activity. La, 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 la. Okay, what if I try push talk key? I don't want to use a push talk key. Alright, what about... Is that working?
No.
No. Let me just restart Discord, I guess, maybe.
Alrighty then.
Here, well, I gotta get these replays into. Can you explain what's going on when I do this? 'Cause today
sure.
has been a shit show already. We haven't even started yet.
Yeah. Yeah, it certainly has been. So, today we are casting replays of the round of 4 and up. So, 2 semifinals and finals. The BTSL that happened about 3 hours ago. So it's so fresh. And I don't know anything about it, spoilers or anything, but that was the goal anyway, spoiler-free replays. So you guys don't know either. The brackets were kept hidden. No one said any results, and I think they're all best of 5s. I understood correctly. So.
Yeah, they should have been at least. Well, because this is part of the frustration, guys. And let me just edit the brackets here because there should be updated as we go. Edit command brackets. Yeah, we had people no-show, so things got rearranged. We didn't actually have a round of 8 due to like confusion, like I've just described here with Impact, and I guess maybe a couple others. Thank you, by the way, Papa Mitch, for the 38-month resub. Big love. No, I don't want that open. I want Streamlabs open. There we go. So yeah, we got the first. The bracket, it isn't even what the bracket originally was. That's how this got so mixed up. Like, but we've moved things around. So here's the story for all the players, right? Let's screen region this real quick. Oh, whoop. There you go. You can see all the people who didn't show. Feels bad, man. Half the bracket. Neeb, I knew wasn't going to show. He actually contacted me about this. This one was fine. I figured, like, one player missing is not a big deal. We'll try and replace him with Hero or somebody else who had played this season. And Hero never got back to me. Because it was kind of a last-second thing. Neeb had agreed to play, but then changed his mind because he wanted to go to cheer Jake on at GSL, and I couldn't say no to that. I mean, it's Jake, it's GSL. Like, when else is that going to happen? So I said, fuck it. Yeah, go for it, right? Not a problem. We sorted that ahead of time. A little annoying, but nothing major, right? I guess Impact didn't know about the time change, and I'm guessing Lenok was in that same category. And then Zest was supposed to play, actually. Hang on. I'm just going to confirm. I think I did actually message him, but he never got back to me. Okay, so Zest was up in the air. But the rest of these guys showed up, the one with the 99s next to their name. So we're going to be doing 2 semifinal matches of Solar versus Keen and Joshy versus Cure.
Yeah. Keen was a last-minute replacement. I guess he had the 9th amount of points, I guess, whatever it is.
That's what I was going to say. He was another one of the guys we had to, like, throw in there at the last moment. But yeah, so because we're jumping right into the semifinals and there is no round of 8, that does mean all the matches are going to be best of 5. So 3 best of 5s. It's not going to be a crazy long cast, but it'll be a cast. And hopefully you guys can enjoy it because it'll be our last one before we leave for Atlanta, DreamHack Atlanta.
That's absolutely true. I leave tomorrow night, so still some time to do stuff, but I'm all packed and ready to go.
It's gonna be weird, man. Like, I think I don't know what people do at the airport in the middle of the day. Like, what time am I supposed to get there? Do I have to get there even earlier because there's more people there? Do I have to get there even less because nobody flies in the afternoon? Like, I don't know how this is gonna work.
I mean, I think the suggested amount of time is still the suggested amount of time.
Yeah,
Unless
I know.
you really know your airport.
No, IVR is actually a pretty good airport. Don't usually have a lot of issues. BaseTradeTV can stream some PUBG later, maybe, but we'll worry about that after we're done with this. I also just now realized your screen region's all messed up. Let me fix that too. Whoop. Oh, and last but not least, we can do the transition scenes too. Boom. All right. So again, today's a bit of a mess, guys, but we're gonna hop into it here. Game number 1. Let me grab Zombie Grub here in the lobby. I don't see you online, actually.
Am I not on the right server?
You might be in America from doing co-op.
Oh, are we not on America for this? Then
It would be a completely different server. Actually, you can't even be, because the replays wouldn't load there. It's a different server. It's a different patch.
It's a different patch.
Yeah.
I thought it's all been patched. I mean, it's all been patched, hasn't it? Like,
No, Korea has not been patched yet. It's not in Season 3.
dang. Well,
Super nailing it,
issues.
right? No, it's at this point. It's one of those things where, like, the fire's already so big, you're like, fuck it. Just throw everything else in it. Like, but anyways, yeah, so to be perfectly clear, I think Solar, who's going to be playing in one of these semifinals, is actually planning to stream, and he asked permission about it. I said, dude, not a problem in the world. Just don't tell anybody the results. Because, again, I want to stress for everybody, these are replays. But these are like 3-hour-old replays that nobody has seen, except for the admin and the players.
What am I downloading?
The old version of the game.
They updated the Blizzard client. It's not
Yeah, I don't know that I like it. It makes sense because they're getting so many games now, they kind of have to make room for all of them, plus Destiny 2's on the way, etc., etc., but like, it's all tiny and sleek, which is not objectively a bad thing. I just don't like it, personally.
I'm sure I'll get used to it. I don't actually have a strong opinion about the left side of the tabs.
I also got really upset about co-op, man. I figured after we beat it, North America would be so easy. Just go to Korea. I don't have Carrick's over there, but I queued into a game with the Carrick's and thought this will be sweet. Carrick's made this so easy. I'll just do it. Zombie Grub. I'll grab the rifts. I'll do my shit. That guy didn't build like any cannons. He tried to go units. I don't know why anyone plays Carrick's with units. Like, just build cannons. That's all you gotta do. You don't have to build another fucking thing in the game. Like, don't go carriers. Don't go fiends. If you guys are listening, hold on, we're real close here. If you guys are listening right now, okay, if you play fucking co-op, all right, and you like Carrick's, hear me out. Hear me out. Don't build fucking units. Just build probes and cannons. That's all you gotta do. It's real fucking easy.
I mean, okay.
All right, let me try Discord. Let me try getting Discord up one more time before we go, because I don't know why it's not picking up my mic over there. There's like literally no reason for it.
I don't know. It's not the first time that Discord has just been like faulty for no reason. You know, cross all the T's, all the I's, and it still won't work type of thing.
All right, no, it's not.
No.
SOL Discord today. Sorry, dude. It's gonna have to deal with me randomly cutting out on you.
Well, that's great.
Report Rifkin. He's too close. He's too close to the issue. He plays. Oh, he's too close to the camera. Never mind. That makes sense. I got really close to the camera for that speech. All right, let's hop into it. It's game number 1 in a best of 5. This jumps right to the semifinals of the BTSL Season 6. In the lower right, we have the red Terran player, Joshy.
In the top left as the yellow Terran, it's Cure.
Cure was... I'm actually thinking, is Cure also a replacement? Was he on that list originally?
No, he's on our list originally.
So he was also another replacement. Excellent.
No, he was on the list.
Oh, sorry, I think it
on the
wasn't.
list.
I'm trying to tag over here. So some good, bad news about this, guys. Well, there was definitely miscommunication in terms of I didn't... Like, to be clear, when we're normally doing finals for anything, whether it's foreigners or Koreans, I do usually send a message to everybody. We didn't because I've been so stressed about DreamHack Atlanta, and there's a lot of stories we'll tell you one day eventually after DreamHack Atlanta. But I didn't this time, which is, again, a little bit my bad. So apologies to Impact and Leenock and anyone who didn't get the memo by checking the public notes on Twitter and Team Liquid about this. But that aside for a moment here, it's also my bad because for the Match Arena page, I forgot to talk to the Match Arena guys and get a code made for this. So we do have a public-facing crowdfunded prize pool for today. You can type in !Match Arena, but there's no codes, which kind of sucks. So for the first time in the entire year we've done this, when we have asked you guys to like help us build a prize pool, make it cool, make it awesome, we have still put the $400 initially. If we could raise $100 through stream today to make up for the lack of codes, I would be a very happy camper. So I'm hoping the games are good enough that you're interested to give these guys a bit of cash, and I'm hoping that we can get you some entertainment here through StarCraft 2.
Awesome. That's a lot of stuff. But okay. We're here now casting a best of 5. And it is a TvT. Both side of the bracket ended up being a TvZ, so a lot of Terrans. Only one Zerg. Protoss is dead. Dead on arrival. Dead.
I don't know who I'm rooting for right now, to be honest with you. On one hand, like, Joshy's our more regular dude, and he's pretty good at the game. So it'd be awesome to see him go through to the finals. On the other side, though, Kier's been starting to play in things, and like, I don't know, going to the finals and then like maybe winning a finals would certainly entice him with some money to maybe keep playing in things.
I mean, he already got pretty far in the last tournament, like Alima League, I guess, yesterday. I'm cheering for Kier. I think Kier is a really good Terran player, basically, and he had really good games against the Zerg yesterday. But Joshy had quite the run in his GSL group based off his TvT. So, you know, if you watch those games, of which I really did not, I caught like minutes here and there, but I heard the excitement of what was going down. Apparently,
could hear it across Korea.
It was quite impressive. I mean, like, Taves and Artosis were like all up in Joshy's like face, man. Like, they were in love with Joshy after his TvTs, which is awfully surprising. But apparently, it was a thing. So, as this happened only 3 hours ago, Joshy might still be feeling the lucky touch for this matchup.
I actually really love that idea. There you are in Seoul, some random location, not necessarily anywhere close to the GSL studio, but it's so hype, and Artosis and Tastes bring it so hard that across Korea you can hear, like.
I mean, that's not quite what happened, but it still, I think, is a testament to how hyped they were that even after only listening for like 5 minutes, I understood. Because it was like 5 minutes of the day Joshy was doing well, and then 5 minutes of like today watching the GSL group, and they mentioned Joshy's run yesterday. So, yeah, they were all up on it.
I know this is so bad of me. I know it was No Regrets group because that was the whole reason a lot of people were talking about it. Oh, Banshee gets in here. Who else played? It's Dark and someone else, I think, right?
Oh gosh, it was Dark and Hero and Trap.
Ah.
Yeah.
Alright, well, Banshee gets grabbed pretty quick, but detection is going to run out for poor Joshy. Scans again.
Yeah, having to use 2 scans. Never feels very good. Joshy got a much faster natural command center, though, opening up with 2 base, where Kira's opened up with 1. So his Banshee was really supposed to do a lot more. You know, he's got these other units. He's got another Banshee also that could maybe do something, but I don't think so. Yeah, no, no.
Yeah, so, I mean, going back to that faster command center, you got those extra couple workers. Even though he lost a lot more than Cure, you notice the worker count still remains similar. That push, though, was kind of scary just now. The 2 Cyclones and the Banshee, there really wasn't that much here, and that Raven was kind of clutch with its timing.
That is certainly true. It was. Came at the perfect time. But, you know, that's the way it happens. Joshy's still with the golden touch or whatever in this matchup. Cure, though, realizing, I think, that his attack didn't really open up so well. It didn't do nothing, in which case he would have been down like 7 SCVs, something like that. But it really didn't get him the lead he was hoping for. He's going to go for a fast 3rd CC on location, potentially. Like, his SCV is set up like that's what he's planning. Yep.
Yeah, looks like people plopping that down here in just a sec. Big thank you, by the way, to Mr. Snub. Yes, yes, that will do. Very interesting name.
Yes.
$20 says, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Okay, it probably wasn't sung like that, but, you know, I like the Starbomb version better. Nice back attack with a Cyclone. Tries to catch Cures. That would have worked out really well if he committed, but, you know, Cure knew to back away from that fight pretty quick. jjakji now with a couple tanks in the middle of the map. Most importantly, Viking control, but that may disappear as Cure is producing 2 at a time.
Yeah. jjakji is going for his own 3rd on location, but it is going to end up being like half a command center later than Cure's. So, if he gets pushed back here, which I don't know about this. Cure taking this fight, but there's so many Vikings and tanks sieged up. That seemed very questionable.
The Vikings on the ground were kind of a cool move out of jjakji. There's no, like, real fear for the air. He did that entirely to get ground dominance. That was so cool.
And that also seemed like a, well, okay, now I guess it's returned by jjakji's own overstep here, but that felt like it was Cure just being a little too confident, you know, going up against those siege tanks. But he does hold his position, and he has that faster 3rd command center. He's getting the production, and he's still making Vikings. The you know, big war here going over the Vikings. But it should win out for him with the faster reinforcements.
Yeah, vision dominance here for jjakji. He was able to get that 1 tank down right away, which was nice. Liberator should also be able to get in there if it's protected by the Vikings, but the concern is jjakji's Vikings are pretty low. Cure's had time to repair and bandage up most of his army. Maybe the Liberator splash will change things?
And the 1 Marine on the grounds.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, the new Viking comes in. Maybe, just maybe, isn't so crazy, but... Alright, he's gonna not be able to stay here for much longer at this rate. He does have vision on that tank. If he scans, he'll blow that tank away.
Not gonna happen. Well, okay, it does.
Just kidding. Wait, how was that shooting it a second ago? Was there like 1 SCV in front of it or something?
Probably.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say that the range on this is so precise. They're both right on the edge of each other.
Yeah. So that ended up working out quite well. I love that they both scanned too, thinking they had the range. They probably thought they did too.
Okay, there on the replay, just here in Rift and Cast. That's what it comes down to, right?
jjakji is gonna pull back. Smart, I think. He never really got the Viking control, and then Defender's Advantage combined with Cure realizing he still needed Vikings. Like, of course, he's gonna lose out long term. Pulls back with important units. What's funny though is that they are at this awkward point where like they've gone past the point of 1, 3, or 5 Vikings. 5 usually being the max amount. Either you're winning the war or you're losing the war. And they've gone to like replace up to 5, but they both still have an equal amount. So neither one's really won. Neither one really wants to give up Viking control either. Because usually at this point you're putting your minerals in a lot of other things. So like a lot of other gas things too. But jjakji, as you can see, is like still producing Vikings. Now going to up to 7 against 6 before he stops. He's gonna win the war though.
It feels so mech at a jjakji. Like it's been all tanks and Vikings. I'm surprised he's going bio, but both players are so late to their stim. It might as well have been mech.
Well, jjakji's a lot faster. Just doesn't have a lot of Marines to back that up. The point defense drone would have been a big difference, and it did soak up at least 1 volley of jjakji's Viking shots, so he lost out in the war. Now 5-4. But this is what it's supposed to be like past 9 minutes. Is finally them just kind of going full on in the bio production.
Well, that Liberator does manage to get the nice siege up here on the 3rd. Big deny, because right now Cure can't really bring all those Vikings back home. If he does, then jjakji's going to move in on his army here in the middle of the map. So just denied mining on that 3rd. 1 Viking going to take forever to clean that up. And Cure's losing out on a ton of mining.
That he is. Yeah, and he's behind in almost every other regard when it comes to his upgrades. I thought his production was a little bit faster, but I think that his other 2 barracks weren't. So he got the 3 barracks faster, but not 5. But point is, like, jjakji's actually looking good on almost all accounts here. He's missing a tiny bit in the army supply, but he's got the upgrades. He's got stim. He should have faster combat shields. He should. If he remember started. But getting completely outmaneuvered, not realizing where Kier's army was. Got to cancel a 4th base, lose a lot of his 3rd too, including a 2nd factory.
Or is he? What the fuck?
I mean...
Yeah, he's gonna have to. Yeah, I was gonna say the army just kind of walks right past it. Good move out of Kier as well. Not wasting the time sieging up. He gets a big attack now in that 3rd. Joshy had to make a hard choice: come home or go hard, and he chose to go hard. 4 medevacs heading directly towards the main. I'm not sure this will work out for him.
Yeah, it was also like 10 seconds late. You know, like he did have a moment where he just like kind of struggled in the middle of the map, deciding what I was gonna do. He never started combat shield, although it kind of remains up in the air if Kier's gonna be able to finish his. Considering what's happening right now, but he manages to save his production. Well, not his 3rd base.
Well, throw down those ace 1s and those ace 2s, boys, because it's base trade time.
I
think his favors Cure, to be honest. Well, Cure's actually, he's floating away. It favors Cure for sure.
Yeah, it does. It does. I was just thinking that, like, you know, I was like, hey, is that combat shield's gonna finish too? You know. But Joshy never really secured his main base. Didn't have any tanks, so he just lifts what he can to get out of there.
Yeah, a couple of Vikings floating in the corner. This is like the FU territory. I'll base trade you so hard that you won't have Vikings to actually kill my last building with. A Marine is on top of this. The SCVs could save the command center, maybe. It's not a priority right now. There's 1 tank at the back of his base. Another one's going to spawn. But Joshy's on top of the production. Going to lose what little units he has left, though. The army supply is not even close. Upgrades did even up, and of course he does not quite finish 2-2. Okay, wow, I thought that was like a .02 upgrade cancel.
Yeah, he never finished combat shields either. That was taken down to the halfway point.
Yeah, no player with combat shields at this point. But it's still 71 army supply to 40-something of Joshy. I mean, I guess the thing is, Terran can get so defensive, Joshy could technically take a base in Turtle, but like, Kier just needs to get away with any command center and he's fine. Which he might not do at this rate.
It's a little bit questionable with the Vikings chasing this one down, but the SCVs could turn around and start repairing. In fact, they probably should, just to ensure that it survives. At this point, Kier knows Joshy has a command center. He's looking for it. His SCV will find it floating down to the bottom left. Save the command center? Seriously?
Oh my god. What? This first game! What?
How?
No, I mean, he could, even if he landed, the Vikings could land his shooter, right? So maybe it wouldn't have mattered, but...
It would buy time. His army was trying to move over there. Of course, he should have sent the SCVs back, and he's pulling another one.
I see he's got money, apparently. Joshy, unfortunately, has money, but nothing to really do anything with. He can't build any SCVs to build the supply depots he needs to get on supply block. Like, there's a real unfortunate, like, poetic injustice to Joshy right now, where he's got money, he just has no supply room to build a single SCV with, and to make room for that, he has to lose a lot of units, which if he does, might cost him the game.
I guess he kind of recognized this as potential because he was like a supply depot.
I think Kier's got it still, man. He's got so many SCVs. He's mining on the other side of the map now.
Actually, he does.
As long as he doesn't throw his army away to Joshy, I think he's fine.
I guess there is a way he does that at the high ground.
How many SCVs does Kier actually have right now? 30. So he's Gucci.
No, he's absolutely fine. There's no way that he loses this game. He would have to run his units into the tanks, and even then, that's like still an okay trade for him.
The only time you see a Korean player with 5 SCVs queued up, guys. Here and now. GG.
GG.
Well, that was a hell of a game 1 to start off with. Also, why is the donation thing missing on here? What's going on? Let me refresh this. Custom script. There we go. And then custom script. There we go. All right. Well, that was, you know what? I'm starting to see why TvT got praised here. Even in death, Joshy looked amazing.
Could have looked better.
Yeah. We did have some donations towards the Match Arena prize pool. Thank you guys so much for that assistance. As well as thank you, Tybot, 3,000, or for the 11-month resub. Almost time for my part 2. You're so close, kid. Keep it up. 1 more to go. Thorley as well, 18 months just now as I'm speaking. Diocletian says, can't believe we made it this long, baby. Here's to 40 more on a 40-month resub. Wow. Papa Mitch for 38's pretty darn close, though, as our first sub of the day. Thank you guys so much for all that continued support. We're getting into game number 2 right now. It's Sequencer. And, again, the other semifinals is Solar versus Keen. We'll be doing that one right away after this. But let's just hop right into the game. Whoop! Map 2 in this best of 5. Spawning here on the top right. Hello, game number 1. It's the Red Terran, Joshy.
In the bottom left as the Yellow Terran, he's Cure.
And, yeah, this is not on the current map pool, the new Season 3 ladder map pool. I guess we didn't really address this because it did change over, but not in Korea. So, had this been, like, the Corsair Cup, we may have swapped the map pool over, but the new maps aren't even available in Korea right now. Much less, I guess, 3 hours ago when the tournament played out. So, still the old map pool, but all future tournaments we'll be hosting after Atlanta will be using the new map pool. I've been hearing only good things about the new map pool, by the way. A lot of players very, very happy with it.
I haven't heard much of anything yet. A lot of players are still, I guess, traveling. I see mostly just travel photos.
Well,
travel stories.
My thoughts on this are, I don't know that the new map pool is objectively amazing, but compared to how bad this one we're currently playing on was, I feel like any map pool is going to feel really good. So the immediate positive reviews may actually be a consequence of this map pool not being great, rather than the new map pool being great, you know?
I don't know. I'm kind of like, what's the word? What's the feeling here? I can't think of the word right now, but basically I feel like every map pool to a lot of people is a bad map pool. I've never quite been on board whenever you said this is a terrible map pool because I really didn't think it was that bad.
Ugh,
so I'm just like, yeah, okay, I guess maybe. I know Protosses were starting to like moan and groan, and they were like consoling each other as to losses and saying like we'll get a better map pool next season. Yeah, basically. But I never heard like the severe outcry that was, I think, 2 map seasons ago, when people started crying even when they saw the maps, like even before they were like released, and it continued on to the entire season.
I just really like that they brought Acolyte back. That was one of the ones from the map contest I really enjoyed, and was a bit sad didn't make it through.
Yeah, I'm glad to. I'm fine with the new maps. Kalim's fun. Acolyte's good. Maps that stay still, I suppose, are fine too. I forget the other one that was involved. This is the third new one, but I don't remember. I'm sure it's fine. But we'll see more of that next week.
Was it Mech Depot, or did you say Mech Depot?
I guess it's that one then. I didn't say that one. Nailed it.
Alright, so unfortunately, he was hoping to catch the Reapers here in the middle of the map. Will miss ever so slightly, so Kier will get by him. And get up to the main. Man, Jakshi's actually really out of position for this. Although if he goes to attack, Kira will also have not much at home. Cyclone caught in the middle though. Can't really fight this without losses, so backing up the best course of action. Kira already in the main though, on top of these SCVs. Oh, zombie up, this is nasty. Also, they forgot to use Game Heart, which kind of sucks, but that's okay. Still, 3 SCVs picked off immediately.
That does suck. Yeah, 2 Reapers of Jokshi gonna try and get some return damage, and they probably will. There's nothing for Cure. Continues to rally across the map with his Hellions. 1, 2, 3. Now on the mule here. Cure, meanwhile, is just
4.
Okay, now he moves up into the main base. He's got 2 more units. That was an SCV trying to protect right there.
He does get surrounded. Reaper's dealt with. Now it's just this fight over here that matters. SCV's trying to repair that cycle and keep it alive. Kills, cures. Jokshi looking good to hold. What are the total kills at this point, though? 6 to 10.
All right. I mean, they're both on one base, and they both managed to come out with an even army supply, so no immediate threat of any, follow-up just kill moves. So I feel like just down by 3 or 4 SCVs, this is something that Jokshi can absolutely come back from. Didn't snowball as bad as it could have been, and this Banshee does get scouted. That's really nice because Jokshi's gonna try and do some damage with this Raven, but would have been entirely out of position, would have forced a scan, blah blah blah. it would have sucked. So now he's in position for it.
Well, as there's a brief moment of respite here, I didn't get to shout these guys out, so just gotta give them some special love. We got Fear Dragon throwing in $25 to the prize pool today. Laser SEQ for 10. He drops off some supply and flies away as he always seems to do. And Hard Revenge even throws in $5. Thank you, Hard Revenge, saying Marauders should shoot up, Becca. Helping bring the prize pool up now to $440. You guys are real esports heroes. Give yourselves a pat on the back.
That just requires a lot of effort. Why is it everything they should be doing?
Well, it's kind of a feel-good thing too, right? Like, you know, your shoulder's sore, so you kind of rub it. Like, why should you do that? Why shouldn't someone else do that?
Massage your back, sure. Do that. That's good for your health, guys.
Yeah, so a pat on the back is like a massage for your soul.
It's really not, though. Massages are too good to be compared to that.
I disagree. I think a pat on the back, a job well done, it goes a long way. It can make you feel real good sometimes.
You've had at least one good massage. I don't know, man. It's a big comparison.
Massagey.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever, like... Pat on the back? Nah, not for me so much. Nah, someone doesn't really like to be touched that much. Never really got me the feel-good times. But, like, the nod of approval, you know? Like, that gave me some good, you know... Give yourself a nod of approval, guys.
The salute of respect and the nod of approval.
That's what you really need.
I'm just gonna make sure this doesn't get too out of control. Worker disparity though is a bit of an issue after that opener. It's still seeing it play through here because on top of like the attacks that went through, of course, Kier's command center a little bit operational faster. He's got more SCVs to work with. I don't think Joshy's in any dire straits because of this, but this is something where, yeah, I think a counterattack's in order. I think he needs to get something done to trade out for this because right now, like his army's looking a little bit better, not by a whole hell of a lot, but by a second Raven.
Yeah, and the second Raven could actually be quite influential in this battle upcoming here. It's his chance to do something. Kier even made another weak point in his defense by getting a third on location. Unfortunately, Joshy, without that knowledge, can't really abuse it, and is coincidentally going right where Kier is trying to defend. Oh, very haphazard. That just, I mean, he didn't expect the army to be there, so some last-minute control trying to make a bit of a bad scenario, but that's not what he needed.
No, I'm actually feeling quite bad for Joshy now. Because on top of that, it stops a lot of his momentum. Now, he scouts Kier, but Kier doesn't scout him, so Joshy might be able to position himself here. Get a couple of shots on these tanks. Vikings on the ground because they're a little bit scared to be in the sky. Auto turret's going to come down looking for some shots. Not going to get the kills they want, though.
Yeah. Good idea to try and target that weak tank, but also good on Kier not to run away. Just actually tore him down fast enough that the tank died. So Joshy, despite being down 7 SCVs and a third base, does try and place one of his own down.
He's lost air control. I really liked the idea of the Liberator, but it's not going to be practical with 5 Vikings for Kier owning the sky.
Yeah, exactly. The idea is very good.
Oh, and this is...
Kier.
This is like a bit of a role reverse from last game, by the way. Joshy, the one who's really behind on his stim.
Yeah, even more so than last game's disparity, I think. So we'll see if that immediately follows up with combat shields, because then that's like the real kicker is that combat shields and stim could be done before Joshy's stim. That would be quite bad.
Yeah, combat shields is the big game changer.
It's also fairly fast upgrade. Faster one anyway. Stim used to be kind of fast back at Wings of Liberty, and they changed it.
And they got rid of SCV health.
I mean, yeah, they got rid of SCV health, but we still have more health than others. And Warp Gate was also increased in time, but then decreased. I don't think it was increased again. So, you know, there's a faster game back in 2010.
I was about to make a joke about, well, you know, might have more health, but everything's still 2 shots to them. But that's not true, actually. The Adepts don't anymore. Feels good, man, but 1 health.
SCDs. Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, Warp Gate? I don't think Warp Gate 2 shots anything, Rifkin.
2 shots, the Zealot Warp it. I don't know. Depending on how many gateways you got. But okay, the attack from Kier heading on towards Joshy's third. Joshy's got tanks up. Fear is he's not going to have that air control, though. I'm also really sad he lost the Raven early on. The double Raven was actually a huge lead going into this mid game, but lands the Vikings because he knows he can't take that air fight. Backs away from this. And without that air control, he's going to have to rely on scans to get tank shots, and that's going to be very expensive.
Yeah. I mean, jjakji is, as far as a good army to have for defensive purposes, mass tanks usually the way to go. Get as many as possible, hope they never break it. But Cure is, I think, starting to snowball a little bit with the supply. And he does have faster combat shields, although it didn't quite time out to have stim and combat shields faster than jjakji's stim. It was pretty close.
These scans, by the way, are not just paranoia scans. There's a chance that Cure is like unsieging and moving up like just a little bit to get in range of those tanks. And if he does that, jjakji's going to lose like one of his tanks immediately. He knows it too, so the scans, oh, they're so expensive but so necessary. And I guarantee he's feeling a little paranoid right now. I kind of wish he'd give up some of the ramp control though. Like, he could pull back to his command center, I think, siege up there and still be safe. Right now, with the high ground disparity, it's so tough to actually calculate a fight.
Yeah, it's true. Joshy, with the limited map presence he had, the Marine and the Zelnaga to the right side, so at least saw the second army of Cure moving around. Doesn't really mean he can deal well with it, though. Only 2 tanks. That's a concave, and that's going to be 2 dead tanks. But at least he had the sight there. Also, I think aware of a potential Doom drop, tries to have the Vikings in position, too. But, you know, Cure kind of has the world as his oyster right now. He could choose to just bust the tanks. He could choose probably to run past the Vikings. The Marines do stim ahead in time to protect those. A little more complicated.
A little bit scurry, too.
Looks like Joshy's bought enough time to at least even up combat shields.
Yeah,
He
actually,
managed to keep even on 2-2.
that's probably the biggest deal out of all of this. I thought Cure's timing was really going to allow him to take advantage of that for a small period, and I just feel so few games have happened where you've seen combat shields absolutely dominate another player, and this could have been one of them.
Joshy is living. If he can get maxed out, then he can try taking good engagements. And Cure will start to reach that point of maybe overcommitting. You know, just always being on the front, but divided into 2 armies. Then suddenly Joshy steamrolls 1. Like that certainly
I'm worried
can
about Cure
happen.
picking up and going to the main here. He's going to siege up, try to take this position instead, though. Should be able to focus the tanks.
Joshy has a pretty good concave. Reinforcements come in, though, and Joshy, that was all of his, well, okay, that's all of his, that's his medevacs, too, but I was going to say it's his protection for the tanks there are at the natural. And you get the Vikings now, so a main base could be targeted.
He's done a really good job of policing those medevacs down. Cure can't pick up with much.
No, I'd be one at a time. It'd be quite dangerous.
Liberators. I was wondering how long it would take them to finally get these over here. So they do start pushing back those tanks. Without Vikings to push back the Liberators, well, he doesn't even have Vikings to fight the Vikings, which is a problem.
Oh, yeah. These Liberators could just be the slow death march forward. He did drop on the main, by the way, but it was so funny because it was a single tank just killing every single Marine that dropped out. Not too useful there, but Cure continuing his lead, 4th base, more rallies to the front with the Liberators. That's what's going to really kill Joshy.
He just sniped off the reactor from the starport. That's devastating. Because right now, like, he really can't even take the time to rebuild that. He's got to lift up one of the barracks and get that reactor down on the starport, like, ASAP.
He has so many problems to deal with, though. It's one of many. He does manage to target down a Liberator. It's almost always worth it to sacrifice even, like, yeah, but it's almost worth it to sacrifice 20 Marines to save your tanks. They're the real defensive bridge, but Joshy just overall has lost too much supply defending 2 sides at once.
Look at that. Oh my god, I didn't realize Cure was doubling it this whole... Oh my gosh. Well, here's the thing though, right? Cure can also lose that lead in a really bad engagement. He can maybe dedicate too much to one side, trying to split. Oh, but Joshy's gonna lose medevacs, trying to drop on top of the tanks. He saw the opportunity with the Marines having left them, but not good enough. GG, and Cure will take game number 2.
Joshy not with the same presence? Yeah, I don't know. He's missing something that he had of GSL.
Yeah. I guess we got some new people joining the stream. We got a lot more viewers than when we explained this earlier. So we're going to take a small commercial break here before we do to explain what's going on. We're casting these all from replays first and foremost, but these replays are less than like hours old type thing. On top of this, a lot of players did not show and we had to find replacements. So that's why you're not seeing Zest versus Impact, for example, because Impact got replaced with Joshy, or the map order was, or the player order was changed. I don't know. But if you type !brackets in chat, it'll show you. Also, I don't know why the brackets just showed Cure advancing 2-0 because it's a best of 5, and we do have game 3, and so don't ignore that if you saw that. I think it was just a misclick by the admin. $5 for Dares, saying I'm sorry for ruining everything, adding it to the prize pool. Thank you, Dares. $445 now. If you guys can help us out, that'd be great. If not, not the end of the world. But either way, a commercial break. We'll see you soon. All right, folks, we're back and hopping into game number 3. Things are tied up now in this best. No, wait. It's 2-0. I'm so dumb.
Yes, it is.
Also, gotta swap the scores. There you go. All right. 2-0. Here is we get to game number 3. I was a little off guard actually. Wolf of the Bees was asking if anyone gets ads for Cabot Woodstains or is it just me. It's weird that you're getting ads at all. You've got Twitch Prime. You shouldn't be seeing any ads on the site whatsoever. So I was a little bit curious about that. But anyways, game number 3. In the bottom right, he's on his last life and he's really got to bring this back. It's the Red Terran Joshy.
In the top left, looking dominant in this TvT, it is the Yellow Terran Cure.
But I do have an honest-to-goodness question for those in chat who don't use Twitch Prime or whatever. We can't get the commercial button to work, so we tried typing the command manually. This is an honest-to-goodness question. Did anyone actually see ads just a moment ago? Please let us know if you did, because if you didn't, then today becomes even more of a shit show.
Great. Well, it is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah. At this point, I'm just like, you know what? Things have gone wrong in many different ways. Let's just get it over with so we can enjoy our preparations for Atlanta. I have so much laundry I need to do and so much packing that needs done.
Yeah, I have to time out my laundry so well since I have to air dry. No longer is the case of like last minute 3 hours, washer dryer, boom, bing, bang, boom.
Yeah. Oh.
I gotta play smart.
It looks like some people said they did see ads. So maybe just typing the command in chat instead of pressing the button will work. Quick reminder though, for those who are saying they didn't see ads, if you have Twitch Prime, you get an ad-free experience. But the best part of that is your conscience gets eased too, because we actually get money as if you saw the ad. Now keep in mind, when I say get money, we're talking like a tenth of a penny type thing. It's not a lot per ad run, but it's money nonetheless. So again, those who have Twitch Prime or those who don't have ad block on, you have my greatest appreciation. Thank you. But all right, so Joshy in a bit of a pickle. Last couple of games, you know, the game 1 was just an amazing base trade. It was cool. I can't really depict much more than that. Base trades can always get wonky, even if you're ahead. Game 2, though, man, Cure just manhandled him. There's no other way to phrase it than that. Like, the Reapers early on really caught him off guard. He was trying to be clever and catch him in the middle of the map. The economy just fell so far behind. Like, for all the praise we want to give Joshy, that was just not a great game out of him. And I'm hoping it's just the one bad game. Like, shakes it off, plays much better here in Game 3, because I love Cure. I want to see more Cure. I don't want to see a 3-0 from Cure, though. I want Joshy to bring this back to at least a Game 4.
Yeah, I mean, Joshy had such a good running at TvT. Maybe he just used up all of his juice. But I did feel like Cure has been more consistent about his skill. I'm in trouble with words tonight. With his skill level. Like, just over the course of when I've seen Cure, Joshy's been hit or miss because we see him more, I suppose. But whenever you see Cure, there's a certain level I expect from him. And he's hit it almost every single time. So for me, this really was a test of, like, was Joshy just, you know, specifically targeting against the Terrans in his GSL group, or was TvT actually pretty good? Now it just looks pretty flimsy, to be honest. That first game he had a lead, lost it, okay, that happened. Second game, that was just, you know, snowball of Cure being really good at TvT.
Yeah, that was, but the thing is, I feel what's a little unfair sometimes in TvT, even the better player can lose if they get behind in the wrong way. Like, for example, your combat shield's a little bit later. You take a bad fight, game's over. I don't know. I'm really trying not to hold him too much to it, but you're not wrong. Like, that game was not impressive out of Joshy. I just know him to be better, so that's why I've got that blind fan faith, I guess you could say.
Yeah, exists, doesn't it?
Also, thank you kindly to Magical for the Prime sub.
Beautiful.
Of course, we didn't really mention it. I'll bring it up real quick. While this tournament is made possible by Match Arena most of the time, and I was a dummy, it's on me today that it's not. Twitch does primarily provide the prize pool for this. This tournament would not exist outside of December of last year if it weren't for Twitch saying, hey, we want to give money to StarCraft. So thank you so much to Twitch. And if you guys really love Twitch and love this tournament, consider hitting us up with a subscription. Maybe cheer for some bits. That's all they really want at the end of the day. And heck, that's all we want too. It's a nice time for our goals to align. But Stim for Cure. Actually, I love that each of these games, Stim's like getting slightly better for both, but like Cure's is really ahead of Jakshi's right now. Jakshi putting a lot of that gas into the Raven. No tech labs for that barracks. The double Raven from Cure. A lot of auto turrets. Maybe we're not going to get a game 4.
Maybe not. He is pushing in here. It's been a while since we've seen the double auto turret push, or double Raven, whatever many auto turret push really work out, since it's a change, I suppose, the better way to say it, but looks like Kira's not going to commit to this. The Landed Vikings also definitely would have helped, and Kira just takes it fast at third base on location, I guess actually is why it's faster.
I'm a little bit surprised they didn't at least throw auto turrets down there, maybe get a kill or two. Like, Jakshi's army was not, I guess, going to like single-handedly defeat somebody without tanks, but it's still like maybe Kira could have sniped some kills there. Also, apparently this new sub's name is Michael, just Michael. I'm so sorry, man, but there's no way I was getting Michael out of that name. Appreciate the Prime sub nonetheless. Apologies for the mispronunciation. And HS Timer, I'm not good with names. You know this if you've been around for 15 months. Excellent show. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Nice. Yeah, that's what I was going to shout out before that almost attack happened, but it didn't. So Kira is that third base on location, a little bit faster. Joshy wasn't really that late to it, though, so we put down right now. But Kira is much faster on that sim once again, and thus combat shields. It's like every single game has just been the disparity of stim timings a little bit longer.
I mean, we haven't actually seen it be a big deal yet, though. But I get so worried seeing that timing. And it's not about stim. We look at this timing, we don't sit there and be like, oh boy, stim could be tight. It's always about the combat shields that follows after. So far, again, though, we're not seeing it come into effect. But there's like that really scary fact that we've seen enough TvTs. You've probably played enough TvTs as well to know like how problematic that timing can be.
I actually really hate the cheese. Like, I call them cheese builds, but it's like really, you know, what is cheese? What is all in? Blah, blah, blah. Of like people who actually go multiple barracks with really fast stim. To me, like Terran is played like the big leagues, right? Like the big boys, where it's all about the tech and what you can get out of your starport, your factory first. I hate stim timings. I have to worry about combat shields, but very often.
You'd be great. What if Terran? So stim, you could argue, is a bit of a speed boost, right? What if they had combat shields built into their speed boost?
Combat shields built into their speed boost?
Yeah, would that be broken? To just get free health?
I mean,
when you get extra speed?
Oh.
Oh.
I see where this is going. No. I get it. I was really confused at first.
No, I actually, no commentary on balance. Just a fun joke, guys. I think banelings are totally fine. As annoying as they're to deal with. We do have this push in the middle of the map, and this could catch the drops out of Cure potentially. He sees this with the sensor tower. He's got to react, though. Auto turrets can trade for the Marines, so the Vikings can take out those medevacs. Cure knows it, too. Picks up and boosts in the main.
He manages to get in there. I mean, if he's going to unload at least with a little bit of extra time, a little bit of extra havoc done to Joshy, but that really wasn't worth the drop. You're not too sad about it, though, is moving across the map. They both have fairly good vision, I guess. Kira's better vision across the map, to be honest, but no one really had his Elnagas, which is like surprising. It's been everything else they've had. Joshy is still waiting on his combat shields. This is a very dangerous time for him, and unfortunately, it's not at the benefit of something else. In fact, he's just straight up behind in almost every regard. Factory timing, 2-2 timing, and combat shield timing.
I think it's the initial shot with the tank, so we should win this little scuffle. Vikings looking to pressure. Even just sniping off like a medevac could be really good here. Bit of an odd stalemate though. It should, you know, Cure could put 1 Marine on each of these sensor towers. He wouldn't have to burn scans.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Jakshi's gonna be. Jakshi takes advantage of the sensor tower.
Joshy, you're so smart. I mean, of course, it's like, continue pushing it if you can. Those tanks sieged up, and Cure's gonna have to back away from the ledge anyways. Not really so worried overall. He's not gonna see the army positioning though. Like the Zelnaga felt like more for the tank coverage, but okay, never mind. Well, Jakshi. That is a very odd segment of army. Like 12 Marines, 13 Marines or something without medevacs going to the north. I guess hoping to catch... Well, he knows that wouldn't be the third, so I don't know what he's thinking he's gonna catch.
I love that he's got like depots in the corner, Marines spread everywhere, Vikings to the south, sensor tower. Like Jakshi has left actually no openings for Cure to get through undetected. Now, does that take away a lot from his army? Maybe. Maybe that could actually hurt him more in the end. But like, I love looking at the map spread for Jakshi.
Oh, that was a nice snipe for Jakshi.
Oh, down here.
Yeah, Jakshi, since he spread out his Marines like a minute ago, is much better off. At first it was just supply depots, but now it's really taking over. But that's still a lot of Marines, despite the sniper that one medevac. Always a threat, so Jakshi has to respond with his own units. Still wondering about those Marines at the top. They got slaughtered. And now Cure's doing the same thing. I don't know.
Oh, this is going to be good for Jakshi. He wants to push with a small little force. Tries to catch Cure off guard. Catches him without a stim and snipes off one of the medevacs, which is kind of cool, but that was not a fight he was going to win.
No, it was not. Okay, now Cure has medevacs with this top army, too.
Oh, he's going to lose a tank for this.
It's still kind of funny to see these segments of armies, though, because incidentally, like, both times these top attacks have gone towards what would be a planetary 9 times out of 10 as the 4th base, but taking that supply depot, trying to drop behind this turret. Gets it.
Super irritated they didn't use Game Hard again, by the way. Looking for these scans is driving me nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Ravens! No! Those are almost full energy Ravens, too!
That's...
Oh no, Jakshi's also moving out. He wants to go for this crazy cool sneak attack doom drop, but Cure scans and sees there's no army waiting for him here. There's a small reinforcement line, but there's really not much. We're gonna have a repeat of game 1, and maybe it goes better for Jakshi. Unlikely. The SCVs are pulled to the slaughter. This doesn't look a good. Tank's blowing them away. Doom drop comes in. Flying V style looks really cool, but there's a planetary fortress amongst defenses he's still got to chew through.
Yeah. He's actually taking his sweet time unloading. Finally does so. The Marines did not manage to escape any of those medevacs. So that is a lot of Jakshi's army coming down here. He has 100 supply to 80. Upgrades might not matter if that's really going to be the disparity in supply, and the tanks take out that planetary.
He dives into the production line. This is huge, because for all the damage Cure's doing to kill a base, he's actually not getting into Jakshi's production. Jakshi's continue to produce a ton of units behind this. Cure's now cut off, and he's on, well, not a lot of army supply, frankly.
No, he's not. Like, breaking Jakshi's reinforcements took a lot more out of his army than it did for Jakshi and Cure's reinforcements. Like, Jakshi, I don't know if he knew the army would push in like it did. You know, that timing with the scan was just coincidental as he picked up his units, but he had a lot more units at home.
SCV's killed a tank, but it's not going to matter. Cure taps out, and despite all things pointing otherwise, Jakshi actually will not get 3. Man, from the first push of that game to like even like right up there to the end when the Ravens got picked off, I was like, crap, Cure's got this. Like Jakshi is just go for a base trade is dangerous. We already know that from game number 1.
Yeah.
Dang. All right, well, let's grab this other replay here. Game 4 is going down on Odyssey. Excuse me. Ugh. Yeah, a lot of these replays are labeled in Korean, guys, and I've only been given the maps associated with them. So it's like I'm trying to figure out which is which. But okay, Odyssey, let's hop into it. Game number 4. This could still be all. I mean, Joshy is, despite an awesome game just now, on his last life.
All right. Just getting a good doom drop in. Wonder if he can do it again.
We'll kick things off here in the lower right. It's going to be the red Terran player. He's got 1 point on the board. It's Joshy.
In the top left as the yellow Terran, it's Cure.
Okay, so we're seeing pretty good play out of Cure. Even in the one he just lost, I still don't find a lot of faults in what he was doing. Like, his map control was smart. Actually, I take that back. The sensor tower thing was the only thing that was like a bit of a "what are you doing" type moment. But like, he had good tank control, he had good timings of the push. His macro was on point. Like, there's not a lot of faults with Cure. So really, as funny as it is, we're like measuring Joshy up against Cure at this point, I feel. And it really is on him to make something happen. And the score dictates that more than any of the playstyles.
Yeah, I mean, Cure might have figured, because you scan the army, and you see there isn't much. I mean, he had the middle of the map. I wonder if he thought there was a base trade incoming. You know, he knew there was a Doom drop, but just it was a matter of thinking he had more time for his reinforcements than he did.
Yeah.
Because his map control was like 75%. Like, it was a lot of the top side and the middle, it just wasn't the bottom side.
Also, we got some folks in chat asking if this is a replay cast. The answer is yes, but these replays are like less than 3 hours old. For those who are unaware, this was scheduled to play at the same time as GSL. We didn't really have a way to avoid that due to us leaving for Atlanta tomorrow. So there's no way to fit this in otherwise. So, players played this out. We kept the replays and the results so secret that we don't even know them. And been handed the replays by our admin dares. So,
right.
We know the semifinals, and that's about it. We're on the same page as you guys. If you go to the brackets, it shows you as well. I know that many of the players and the bracket order is different than what it was a week ago or whenever it was that was decided. No, it's not even a week ago, like 2 days ago. But we had to fill spots where we could with who we could.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think Keen, by the way, the guy that wasn't even supposed to show up today, but just happened to be ready and raring to go. Kind of nice, you know. Only has to play a round of 4. You get money in the round of 4, so.
Yeah, that's true. I told Darius before I went to bed too. It's just one of the messages that I left with him was, if anyone no shows, just go find Keen. Keen's like always ready to play. So, I guess that worked out pretty well. By the way, we missed it. Well, talk about the Reaper fight here as Joshy gets slaughtered. But thank you to Little Musings for the 19-month resub. This feels bad, man, having to unsub because of expenses. GLHF. Aw, dude, it happens to the best of us. Don't even sweat it, man. Just come back when you can with a sub, and if you can't, just keep enjoying the show. I mean, you're not required to sub. It's always appreciated.
Yeah. Well, the Reapers are going to find the SCV.
No!
They went hunting for him.
Who's hiding in the corner? Don't find me.
He tried. He really did. And then find a couple of units on the high ground, so obviously can't take care of that. Cure didn't really have the most effective one-base opener in that very first game of the day, but it was enough to even things out. And he got that faster third beyond it, and that was, of course, one of his wins. A very solid TvT win, too. Probably looking for some of the same effect as he is going for a lot of the same build, I think. The Banshee's coming out, probably 2 of them with that cloak. Joshy feeling a little bit pressured. Have to repair that Cyclone. The Reaper's going to the main base, though. The old switcheroo. And then they get out. I would say usually they're sacrificed. I mean, 2 Reapers can't help out a lot on the front lines, but they live.
Well, leaving the Marines at the ramp does take away from the front line defenses. It also exposes them potentially to the Banshee, but Banshee's not going that way. No turrets down, and I hope he keeps that energy for a scan. Or at least he's really going to regret it.
Yes. That's one thing I'll never remember to do, is to actually get the timings of cloaked Banshees and DTs in my head to save those scans.
Yeah, I like
mules.
So okay, here's where me playing other games really hurts. First off, great fight from this one Cyclone who was being a boss on the ground that just single-handedly defended Joshy's. It cost him 7 SCVs, but the game's not over thanks to that Cyclone. But I was gonna say, World of Warcraft, right? Another game I play. Logic is, I've played this game longer than I played StarCraft. Logic is, use the cooldowns as soon as they're available so they're up again faster. And unfortunately for me, that translates to mules. So I'm just like, oh cool, use the mule now so I get another one out sooner. Crap, I needed a scan. Looks like I'm done with this TvT.
I mean, I love the analogy. It's a bit different though, isn't it? Because it's like cooldown and energy based.
Yeah, it's just that's the way my brain's been hardwired from playing WoW for like years, right?
Yeah, because you don't have to worry about mana. Because actually, I actually don't know what it's like anymore. Back when I was actually playing and like knowing some things,
Well,
past just like I kill things.
Didn't you re-download it recently? I thought you were gonna try playing.
Yeah, try playing. I mean, I did download it recently, but the chances of me actually playing it for any amount of significant time is very, very low. Because you do have to learn so much other stuff. Like, unless you really just want to have something to do to just, you know, spend hours on, which is totally fine. It's like, you know, way to relax, to chill. You have to study and, like, learn and relearn rotations and cooldowns and what stats are better for your spec and what spec is the best for what you're doing. And it just... I don't know. I'm not into it.
Overcomplicating it just a wee little bit.
Well, no, because it depends on the person, right? Like, a person could just go in and chillax and not be the best, but obviously as someone who does the same thing in StarCraft 2, where I can't just go into a StarCraft 2 game and be like, well, time to just do whatever I want, and you come in with, like, a build order and a plan. Yeah, obviously that's the way I would play WoW, too. But I was going to say, back in the day when I actually knew at least somewhat of what I was doing, Wrath of the Lich King, running out of mana was like almost never a problem.
By the way, how did this go that these guys did no game heart for like every game except this one? They have actually got game heart on for game number 4.
Maybe they actually read the chat.
Cure has killed 23 SCVs, by the way. Joshy is in a horrible way. He has to get something done with this attack. It's no longer like a little bit of maybe he trades out and he's okay. Like, he really has to hurt Cure right now because Cure's a whole base up on him and he's got a hell of a lot of SCVs. A 2-base all-in could be a powerful thing, and we'll see if Joshy can make this work. Right now, that 3rd CC, he's doing a good job of cutting off reinforcements with the tank positioning. He's got auto turrets to back this up too, and Cure's got to come in from behind. Walks 2 Cyclones right into the tanks.
Oopsie. I mean, Cure should just lift and give this up temporarily. Sure, he'll lose a couple SCVs too, I suppose, but he was up 20 anyway. Although that's rapidly decreasing because he's also got a Banshee in the main base killing some. Alright, so he's up still by 8 with the 3rd CC. So his economy, his long game still works out so much better for him. He's got Stim on the way. Joshy doesn't. Joshy is so unbelievably like dedicated to this attack. It has to do something. And so far it hasn't done enough, but it's still going.
This is where tanks and positioning can be so very important. He's focus firing down the turrets though. Takes those out of the fight. Now the Banshee shoots. There's nothing left for Cure to shoot up. Did Joshy just break Cure?
Well, I feel like Cure broke himself, man. Like, once again, he takes a fight that just was, like, questionable in all regards.
He didn't need to push into Joshy. Joshy's the one who's all in. He had to push into Cure.
Yeah? I think Cure may just misread the situation, maybe realizing, or not realizing how desperate Joshy was, or just thinking, like, I'm going to be contained, I'm going to be screwed, but that wasn't really the case at all. He'd waited for Stim, he'd waited for Combat Shield, Teddy waited for air control and Liberators, like any amount of things, really. Doom drop instead of taking the tanks, like anything.
Oh, auto turrets are still good. I can't even believe it, but this GG. Go Joshy Rangers.
Yeah, bringing it back. Although I feel like Cure must be really frustrated, you know? Especially that last game.
That was a big mistake out of him. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So before we go to commercial break, because we will, just to cap off my WoW story for a moment, I linked it in my armory in chat. My character's name is Help It's Dark. I don't know. It's a funny phrase I heard a while ago, and I just Help It's Dark. It's a name. I just thought maybe someone would shout it out in raid, like. But in the newest boss fight of the game, like the head honcho, there's a part of the fight where everybody gets blinded, and you have to like get Illidan to help you see things, and I'm just like, guys, and everyone's like, what? I'm like, help, it's dark. Finally paid off after years of using this stupid name. Totally worth it.
Dang. If only you had used help I can't get up whenever you get stunned and knocked back.
Well,
Could have had to pay off a lot sooner.
For a while, my druid's name was Ready Check, and every time they would do a Ready Check, I'd be like, yes, and it got so obnoxious that even I got sick of it.
Oh, I bet it did.
Okay, commercial break coming up. We'll see you guys here in 2 minutes with game number 5, the tiebreaker finals. See you soon. All right, folks, welcome back. We're hopping into game number 5. BTSL is primarily sponsored by Twitch. And, of course, we appreciate all you guys who are watching. But also hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you a thing. And we're on that road to 100K. We're getting closer and closer every day, a little bit at a time. So if you're enjoying the show, hit the follow button. Make sure you come back for more in the future. Game number 5, though, in the upper right. We got the red Terran player, Joshy.
In the bottom left has the yellow Terran. It's Cure. Yet again. I think I got this guy every time.
Man, I don't want to like be advocating for the wrong game here or anything, but it's a couple more comments on WoW because it was discussed during the break. First off, the best thing about WoW now, guys, is if you are a super casual, you can still play this game. I raid 1 day a week. That's Saturdays. That's why we never do anything on Saturdays, right? And I've done most of the game in every single iteration of all the raids, including mythics. Secondly, even if you're like even if you're more casual than that, they've got like raid finders. Like you can experience the whole game without ever having to do anything hardcore, without even joining a guild. But thirdly, and this is the biggest sell for me, it's so easy to make gold in game. You can buy game time with gold now. You don't actually have to use real money, and that's the biggest selling point for me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they certainly have a lot of casual friendly things. It helps, but yeah. I think I've leveled 3 times to maxed. I don't remember which expansions, but I think there's been enough of them that 3 sounds about right. 3 times I've leveled 10 levels to max just by dungeoning because they really hate questing. It takes a while.
They did make questing better, but I agree. Like it's sometimes it's so tedious. It's not like Final Fantasy tedious though. Oh my god, I don't know if you guys have ever played that.
When Pure Dragon was like, I'm surprised you play Monk. That has the fastest abilities. I was like, they're not very fast.
Pure Dragon, you know, here's the problem. I didn't bring it up when he was cast in Valencia, all right? I didn't want to out him. I'm going to bring it up now. Well, first off, actually, these guys are building factories in really cool spots. But I was like, I couldn't trust him. I couldn't trust him on that casting desk because he had led me astray for Final Fantasy. The trust is broken. He's like, really the Zerg player's doing this. I'm like, I can't trust you. You told me questing was going to be good in Final Fantasy 15.
Right? Someone's trying to get me to play again, too. And I'm like, I don't want to pay $50 to have a slow-ass game. No, thank you.
All right, Reaper fights are a little bit funky to see. Proxima, you know they're not going to get to the main. A little bit of comfort with this awkward wall. But these guys are playing, like, almost exactly the same, not just in terms of build order, but also, like, positioning here. I guess that's the fastest possible Banshee to get across the map without proxying for Cure.
Hell yeah, it is. It's like, what was it? Habities and station strats, where you put the Stargate on the corner. It's like the closest you could be to the Zerg player.
Okay, good. Free Dragon is in chat. I was hoping he was there for that. Because that would just sound really shitty and passive-aggressive if this was like, guys, don't tell Fear Dragon this, but I can't trust him because of a joke about Final Fantasy 15.
Can't trust him. Not gonna happen.
Don't believe his lies.
It's still Final Fantasy 11, though. I mean, the only reason I have such a nostalgic, feelings about Final Fantasy 11 was because the community was really great. You know why the community was really great, Rifkin? Because no one really played it. And if you did play it, you'd be the most patient person in the world. So, of course, the community was going to be really great.
So, dead game equals great community. Well, StarCraft's like halfway there.
StarCraft is a better community than some others, all right? So, I mean, it's still somewhat true, but...
I'll tell you, though, man. Everyone says it about their own community, and I'm going to back it up, too. The BaseTradeTV community is the best community. Fuck StarCraft community. BaseTradeTV community.
It's true.
Get that BaseTrade life.
Yep, I never had a guild in Final Fantasy 11. It wasn't cool enough. The whole game was my community.
Banshee for Banshee favors Cure getting here much faster, and... back in the day when Banshee was the only thing you would see in Terran openings, it really was whoever got there first wins. But it was usually a difference of timing of like 5 to 10 seconds. This is huge. Jokshi's still not even to his opponent's base. This is going to be a second Banshee in Jokshi's base by the time Cure takes damage from his. This is bad.
Yeah.
Reaper got in there too. Hits some of the SCVs.
Okay.
Jokshi's Banshee is going to be dealt with. Scan. No scan.
Soon. He thinks there might be a scan.
Oh.
He could have gotten like maybe 3 SCVs in that time, but he decided to go the natural. He might still get 3 SCVs.
Joshi,
it's still worth it.
Joshi also gets supply block. The Banshee straight up killed a depot. I mean, there's nothing else for them to do right now. It makes sense, but the supply block is going to be so brutal to deal with.
Okay.
Jokshi's Banshees cleaned up. Cure's Banshees are cleaned up. They netted 4 workers apiece. I would say in a weird way, this actually favors jjakji slightly just because he didn't waste 2 banshees, whereas Kier's now wasting a 3rd. There's a Raven out too.
I was also going to say Kier had some severe miss macro there. Up to 900 minerals, 500 gas. Should have already had his 3rd CC building, or at least more production. Anything, really. Now starting to swap things over, find himself in a bit of a supply block. So you mentioned jjakji, so now Kier's in a pretty bad one. So, yeah, definitely mistakes on both sides, but seems to be affecting Kier a little bit more. But the 3rd Banshee, surprise Banshee, gets him every time.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition or the 3rd Banshee.
Man, get 5 SCVs, and it might just live to see another day.
Even with the Raven hot on its heels too, auto turret comes down, but it should be able to outfly it.
Yeah, it will.
Is there one more auto turret? There is, but it's I don't think he's gonna
Should be very careful with how he does it.
Okay.
Alright. 5 SCVs plus 2, I think, marine kills.
Well, jjakji could have possibly been ahead here if Kier wasn't going for his own 3rd CC as well, but he's still down in workers, and the 3rd CC matches him, so not a great spot for jjakji, despite catching the Banshee, despite keeping this from doing too much damage.
Double drop in the main base. That I thought was the 3rd tank. It was a Cyclone.
Oh, as you see the Vikings, he could possibly boost past this, but be so risky. Alright, heads elsewhere. Might fly into the army at this rate, though, so he's got to be really careful.
Oh, that's a good point. There's still maybe in more danger, but even then I think he gets out. And he's still looking for an opportunity to use them. He's going to find the 3rd base unprotected. He saw the army move out. Kier didn't take the medevac seriously enough?
Well, he pulled back from this immediately, so at least he's reacting to it seriously enough. Tanks find a very interesting spot here, but the Vikings are going to spawn and strip away that high ground vision. So, while they might not kill the tanks, they could kill the medevacs. But Kier's outside of jjakji's base. jjakji's not got a lot in terms of defense. Like 1 tank? It's not that much.
Kier's going to lose his starport.
Oh, jeez.
jjakji just prepared for the trade again so much better. He lifted his 3rd CC preemptively. He had, all his reinforcements in the main base, and a tank is obviously a really helpful thing to have. I guess Kier's also holding his main, but losing a big production facility.
A Sinker Missile! When's the last time you saw a Sinker Missile outside of Mass Raven?
Well, it killed a tank.
Yeah?
It used to be the only purpose of having a Raven. There's an auto turret bust, there's Seeker Missile busts.
By the way, guys, you do need 2 Seeker Missiles to kill a tank normally, so that felt real good, knowing that he got that with the 1 shot. So, this now presents...
Oh, no. Oh, no stim for jjakji.
It's not just the stim getting denied. Like, he's actually... I thought with the starport going down, Kier would be the one screwed for production. But jjakji, he's not been able to produce enough to really break this, which is a huge, huge ordeal. And restarting Stim now, I mean, it's not much different from the other games, if we're going to be honest. But it's about those combat shields.
As I said, like every single game, the disparity grows.
Yeah.
Bigger and bigger.
It always seems to be around this 9-minute mark, too, that the Stim becomes brought into question. It's the weird anti-timing, I guess, we're looking at. But he does strip away all high ground vision, so Kier can't really push in anymore. But he does retake his own 3rd, and a soft contain can be just as damaging.
Sure, yeah. It could actually be really, really damaging. Kier he's getting everything settled again, basically. He's got Starport, he's got the 3rd base. He is going to be broken. Who's on an army supply, but still enough to hold any return that jjakji could do.
There is now a good full 2 minutes of the game. jjakji can't really fight. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that his stim isn't done, on top of the fact that his combat shields won't be done. And Kier's going to be just very well upgraded for any of these fights. And this kind of sucks because jjakji, just through like muscle memory or however you want to call it, like he's probably used to just playing with stim at this point. If he goes for a drop, it's not going to do much damage. If he tries to break tanks, he won't have the speed to get on top of them before the Marines get blown away. In fact, I really don't like this triple drop. I understand that he feels the need and the pressure to do some damage after taking so much, but this is just not going to have the damage in it without stim, without combat shields.
Yeah. Seeing multiple drops without stim is always a little funny. I don't know what to compare it to, but it is not good. One drop, excusable. Wait, what did you compare it to?
The Three Stooges.
Nah, nah,
Marines
nah.
just get there, they're like,
comedic.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, it's not like it's comedic. It's like it's a big letdown, right? Which I guess I could think of like, PG-13 ways of putting it. But no, I won't.
So
but
the
it's
Titanic.
just like you unload all these Marines, and usually it's like an instant stim. But instead of just kind of walking forward, it's not really that scary.
It's The Walking Dead, literally. He just doesn't know it yet.
Well,
just
at least
trying to
he
break
has
the
something
tank.
on the other side of the map.
Yo, actually, if he had these home and sandwiched in on Cure, no, he can't do it without Sim. Well, Sim finishes up here in just a second. Combat Shields was put on a second tech lab because I think he knew about the upgrade disparity being a problem, so that'll finish soon-ish. But it's still that he really can't fight without Combat Shields. So seconds to go, and he might be able to take a fight. Sim's down through the middle of the map. This fight's not gonna go so hot. There's a tank. There's Combat Shields. There's Medivacs. Joshy's drops. Triple. Get absolutely blown away.
Yeah. Not very impressive there. And, any presence he had on the other side of the map, any threat that he had is obviously taken care of, so Kira doesn't have to worry about this anymore. He could just entirely reinforce his front lines. He might even have a big enough army supply to break Joshy. It's always dangerous, of course, TvT against tanks, but it's close to it. 40-50 army supply, I think that's where it's really just like you can stim with the concave on top of whatever they have.
I'm currently fighting off a would-be robber, Mr. Boris Makarov. No, I died! Shit! He got me, Sombrikov. Just to stay with Cure's about to get Joshy. No! But also kind of cool because Cure!
Joshy's trying to force a base trade again, but this is coming a lot later than the past games. These Marines, only Marines, no tanks. They're gonna be like triple stims. There's a lot of medevac energy. But there's a lot of Marines with Cure up in the high ground.
SCVs also soak a lot of the hits, so those Marines weren't even firing back. It looks like Cure's just got it, guys. GG. Cure takes the series 3-2. Woo!
Whoa.
Well, that's cool to see. This means Cure will, of course, move on to the finals, where he'll face off against either Keen or Solar. I gotta go figure out where those replays are, though, guys. So I will send us to a commercial break, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes because, yeah, things are a bit messy here on our side, too. So thank you all so much for watching. Don't go anywhere. We got Keen versus Solar, best of 5. The winner of that versus Cure still to come. See you soon.